Welcome to my YouTube channel. The 2025 Subaru Impreza RS has returned with more confidence, character, and capability than ever. This time, it's not trying to be something it isn't. Instead, it doubles down on the fundamentals that made the Impreza name so trusted among drivers who want value, practicality, and just a touch of sportiness. With this latest generation, Subaru has refined the formula while still injecting enough excitement to warrant that RS badge. The compact hatchback landscape in 2025 is competitive, but the Impreza RS enters the ring with Subaru's signature all-wheel drive, a larger engine under the hood, and a body that blends simplicity with aggression. At first glance, the new design doesn't scream for attention, but the more you look at it, the more its visual balance becomes apparent. There's a subtle aggression in the LED headlights, the wider grille, and the sculpted body lines that sweep through the doors and tail. The RS trim gets unique 18-inch dark gray wheels, black exterior trim, and RS badging, distinguishing it from the base and sport trims. Inside, Subaru hasn't gone for flash, but instead built a cabin that feels solid and comfortable. The RS features upgraded sport cloth seats with red stitching, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and aluminum pedals that provide a performance-oriented vibe. The center of attention is the 11.6-inch portrait-style infotainment screen, a layout borrowed from higher Subaru models. It's responsive and integrates wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. The physical volume and tuning knobs are a welcome touch in a world increasingly filled with touch-only controls. Below the screen, the climate controls are neatly embedded into the lower part of the display, making adjustments quick and intuitive. The RS trim comes with a 6-speaker audio system, and while it won't blow your mind, it gets the job done with decent clarity and balance. There's no Harman Kardon option on the RS, but most buyers in this price bracket won't be expecting it. Rear seat space is generous for the segment. 2 adults can sit comfortably, with enough leg and headroom to make longer trips manageable. The flat floor helps accommodate a middle passenger without awkward leg angles. The cargo area, thanks to the hatchback design, is roomy and flexible. The 60/40th split folding rear seats fold nearly flat, opening up even more space for hauling gear, groceries, or luggage. You're looking at around 20.8 cubic feet of space behind the rear seats, and over 55 with them folded, making it more versatile than most sedans and some small crossovers. Under the hood, the RS trim finally gives the Impreza the engine it has long needed. Subaru has dropped the aging base 2.0-liter for this trim and slotted in the larger, 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4 engine producing 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. While these aren't earth-shattering numbers, they represent a meaningful improvement over the base engine's 152 horsepower. The engine feels livelier, more eager, and pairs reasonably well with the standard CVT transmission. Now, we know CVT isn't always the enthusiast's favorite, but Subaru has tuned this one to simulate stepped gear changes under hard acceleration. It doesn't completely mask the rubber band feel of a CVT, but it does reduce it enough to satisfy most drivers who care more about smoothness than speed. What really elevates the Impreza RS above many competitors is its standard all-wheel drive. In an era when most compact cars send power only to the front wheels, Subaru's symmetrical AWD system remains a strong selling point. It gives the RS a sense of stability and composure, especially in poor weather. On winding roads, the RS feels planted and secure, with good body control and predictable handling. The steering is nicely weighted and direct, though not overly communicative. The RS also benefits from a sport-tuned suspension, making it firmer than the base model but not harsh. It walks a fine line between comfort and capability, absorbing road imperfections while still offering improved responsiveness. Road noise is present, particularly on rougher pavement, but it's within acceptable limits for the class. Fuel economy is respectable. The RS with the 2.5-liter engine is EPA rated at 26 mpg city and 33 mpg highway. These numbers aren't class-leading, but they strike a decent balance for a car with AWD and a larger engine. Real-world figures will vary, but most owners should expect to hover around 30 mpg combined, depending on driving habits and conditions. In terms of safety, Subaru continues to make its EyeSight driver assistance suite standard across the lineup. This includes adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking, and lane departure warning. On the RS trim, you also get blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, which are important for daily driving peace of mind. Subaru has historically performed well in crash tests, and the 2025 Impreza is expected to continue that tradition. The structure feels solid, and visibility is excellent from all angles, aided by thin pillars and large windows. Parking sensors and a rear-view camera help in tight spots, though a 360-degree camera is not offered. The RS starts around $27,885 including destination, which places it above the base in sport trims but still within reach for buyers wanting more power and features without going full premium. For that price, you get a well-rounded package that blends practical driving with enough personality to avoid feeling dull. It's not trying to be a WRX, and it doesn't need to be. What the Impreza RS does best is offer confidence, comfort, and a touch of flair in a compact hatchback that can handle all seasons. For college students, young professionals, or families who want something more than a base sedan but less than a high-maintenance sports car, the Impreza RS checks a lot of boxes. You can drive it to work, to the mountains, or to the store, and it'll handle each task without complaint. One of the best aspects of the Impreza RS is how it subtly encourages you to drive more. It doesn't demand attention but rewards smooth inputs and thoughtful driving. You don't have to push it hard to enjoy it. There's satisfaction in how it turns into corners, how it holds its line in the rain, and how it feels composed on the highway. It's a car for people who care about driving, even if they're not chasing lap times. Build quality is solid across the board. Panel gaps are tight, materials are durable, and Subaru's reputation for longevity backs up the ownership experience. The cabin may not be luxurious, but it doesn't feel cheap. Everything you touch has a sense of purpose, and nothing feels overly complicated. Even after a long drive, the seats remain supportive and the ride never becomes fatiguing. For those concerned with technology, Subaru's latest infotainment system is finally competitive. The large screen is clear and quick, and wireless connectivity is seamless. Over-the-air updates ensure that the system stays fresh over time, and physical buttons are still present for common tasks. There's a good mix of modern features and traditional controls. Voice commands work reasonably well, and navigation can be added via smartphone or subscription-based apps. It's not the most advanced system in the segment, but it no longer feels outdated. Subaru has also paid attention to small details. USB-C ports are now standard, there's decent interior lighting, and storage solutions are practical. The center console is deep, the door pockets are wide, and cup holders fit large bottles. These may seem like small things, but they make everyday use more convenient. And for many buyers, convenience is king. If there's one area where the Impreza RS still has room to grow, it's in offering more driver-focused options. A manual transmission is no longer available, and that will disappoint purists. The RS doesn't offer paddle shifters or a sport mode beyond the basic CVT tuning. While it's a better performer than before, it stops short of delivering true engagement. Still, that's not the mission here. This is a car meant to bring practicality and a hint of excitement to the daily grind. Subaru could easily take this platform further if they wanted, but for now, the RS is a solid middle ground between utility and fun. In a market flooded with crossovers, it's refreshing to see Subaru continue to invest in hatchbacks. The Impreza RS is a reminder that you don't need to sit 6 feet off the ground to feel confident on the road. With its lower center of gravity, standard AWD, and improved engine, it delivers a driving experience that is both composed and connected. There's something inherently satisfying about a well-executed hatchback, and the RS does that without shouting about it. Whether it's snow, rain, or dry pavement, the Impreza RS is ready for it all. It's not flashy, but it's dependable. It's not fast, but it's balanced. It's not perfect, but it's honest. And in today's market, honesty goes a long way. For drivers who want all-weather confidence, reliable performance, and usable space in a package that looks good and drives better than expected, the 2025 Subaru Impreza RS is a smart, compelling choice. It's the kind of car that doesn't just meet your expectations but quietly exceeds them, 1 mile at a time.